just
So maybe
is going to...
Hello and welcome to Inside Jacksonville, a production of the University of North Florida School of Communication and the CW17. I'm Judd Barzak, and we're here each month to tell you stories about life on the First Coast. Up first this month, sunglasses. They aren't just eye protection, but also a fashion statement. And as our Nevin Jacoma shows us, the shade game goes pro every March as the First Coast flocks to the Players' Championship at TPC.
When you come to TPC, you need sunglasses. It's about as important as your ticket.
While you wouldn't want to forget your ticket, you do want to make sure you have the necessities when you come to TPC. Sunscreen, seltzers, and most importantly, sunglasses. Sunglasses are a must here in Florida because of the high UV ray strength from the sun. And on the golf course, it's even more important because the events go on for hours. People wear shades for many different reasons. The main two, though, are for fashion and for protection. At TPC, you see a lot of both. Golf enthusiast and Jacksonville local Nick Peel talks about the fashion appeal behind his shades.
Oh, for sure. I mean, everybody here at TPC is walking around, have a lot of cool shirts, a lot of cool shades, hats, and I think the Sutras just kind of make a statement because of their size.
Believe it or not, fashion is not the only reason why people wear sunnies. The technology in some of the lenses are proved to be very beneficial for the eye. According to Frames Direct, Oakley Prism lenses are performance sunglass lenses designed specifically for sports like baseball, fishing, golf, skiing, and biking. Avid golfer Matt Peters talks about how his Oakley golf lenses help his eyes while on the course.
I know mine are a little bit sensitive at times, so it helps me keep from having headaches and also just being able to see a little better, not squint as much, and just have some protection from the sun.
I'm here at the 18th tee box at TPC Sawgrass in Ponte Vedra Beach, where having sunglasses is an absolute necessity. Not only for protecting your eyes from the harmful UV rays that Florida distributes, but also for tracking the players' ball flights as the ball soars through the air as they hit it down the fairway.
Golf fan or not, shades are very important. No matter your age, gender, or background, protecting your eyes is always a good idea.
So, yeah, sunglasses are crucial, right? Different brands. We rock some military brands. I'm an active duty Navy guy. There's some great military brands out there that take care of the military. There's also the brands like Maui Jim, Ray-Bans, great sunglasses. Pick your choice.
And if you forgot yours, don't worry. The Pro Shop has got you covered. The Fan Shop at TPC is equipped with a Maui Jim kiosk with all sorts of different shapes and styles to fit your every need. So no matter if you're hitting the golf course or at the beach, protection for your eyes is always a must. Nevin Jacoma, Inside Jacksonville.
The Players' Championship will be coming back around next March, so you have plenty of time to up your shades game to enjoy the fun. And up next, Inside Jacksonville's Delaney Ackridge shows us how one artist is empowering women through metalwork.
Patricia Muniz is a mixed media artist in UNF's art department. She's here in the metal shop to show us how her ideas are brought to life.
I'm making these forms out of like clothing, and they're going to be vacant, and they're going to represent the space that women don't take up. And it's kind of dealing with femininity and feminism and just being assertive and saying no and fighting for what we care about and being able to argue about things that we care about.
Patricia begins by taking her own measurements. She then cuts steel rods called pencil wire, which will form the body of her sculpture. She'll run the wire through a circle-making machine, which will bend the metal into shape. The steel circles will then be welded together to form an armature.
This semester, I'm teaching the Enliven Spaces installation course at Yellow House, and they have an art and social justice mission. So my students are working on creating large-scale installation work on various social justice themes that they've picked out and want to work on.
For Patricia, being an artist is more than just an act of self-expression. It's also a way for her to empower women and to promote the causes that she's passionate about.
I think a lot of my work stems from working in the metal shop and noticing that things aren't really catered to women, and just in my life, things aren't really catered to women. So I kind of want to take back that power and own it.
Other students are creating pieces that challenge their own artistic abilities.
A lot of my work tends to be more on the absurd side. It's a little loud and kind of in your face, and what I'm doing here really isn't. I think it's kind of a departure from my typical body of work. Well, I think there's room for the comical, the fun. Sometimes important things need to be talked about.
Patricia's metal structure is then hammered into the ground and draped in fabric. It will eventually be cast in resin and take the shape of her own body. Her work will be displayed at Yellow House on April 22nd. For more information about the exhibit, visit yellowhouseart.org. Delaney Agridge, Inside Jacksonville.
Turning metal into a masterpiece. Now that's something to see. And I had the chance to swing by one of the area's best history centers, the Military Museum of North Florida, and take a look into the past. Just outside Green Cove Springs, right off State Road 16, surrounded by decommissioned military vehicles and artillery, sits a small, unassuming bunker. The size of the building doesn't begin to capture the amount of information stored within. With everything from military propaganda to weapons used in combat, this bunker has something for everyone. With Jacksonville's rich military history, the Military Museum of North Florida is doing their best to commemorate every soldier that has fought through various wars and battles in the United States history. With the museum being completely free to tour, the organization completely runs on donations. The museum also faces a unique issue of their free tour operation, as it completely relies on donations from the community in order to obtain historical exhibits. The head curator, Jerry Timoney, has worked alongside the community in order to help fill the shelves.
Okay, a lot of it came from individual collections that people that have collected and either passed on or loaning it to us, and others are things that have been donated to the museum. A lot of people have members that have passed in their family, left things behind, and they're looking for a home for it. So we take it and try and integrate it into different displays like this one right here.
There are exhibits commemorating every major war that the United States has taken part in, with everything from the Revolutionary War to Operation Desert Storm. Many of the exhibits have a corresponding handmade model, with a painstaking amount of effort put into the models in order to capture the most detail possible. The museum prides itself on the quality of their exhibits, and has just recently finished their newest exhibit commemorating World War I.
We put a lot of that tracing it from the Mexican punitive expedition all the way to the end of the war in France.
The museum doesn't only hold various pieces of history, as the bunker itself is located on the former Green Cove Springs Naval Station. Just outside the museum is the airfield that names like General Roy Geiger, father of the Marine Corps Aviation, to John F. Kennedy's older brother Joe Kennedy trained. Part of their mission here at the Military Museum of North Florida is to help educate upcoming generations about their patriotic history.
I think that this place is something that the community needs because it got our history, our armed forces histories. Me personally, everybody at the museum think that the community and the young people, our youth, need this kind of history. When kids come around, we enjoy that because I know they're going to enjoy themselves in this place.
The organization has also worked to host a variety of events ranging from militaria and vehicle shows, raffles, and even reenactments, all of which are hosted in order to get the community involved in the military history of our country and to commemorate the men that fought for it. Museums like these help to inform and educate many about the important lessons that can be learned. And coming up, we'll spring into the football season as the Sharks get ready for another season of indoor fun. Also after the break, we'll take a look at one of North Florida's most beautiful nature scenes that also has quite the story to tell. Inside Jacksonville will be right back. Welcome back. Up next, we know Jacksonville loves its Jaguars, but they're far from the only gridiron activity on the River City. Our Clint Davenport shows us the football on a smaller scale thrives thanks to a community involvement.
The Jacksonville Sharks arena football team have had a presence in Jacksonville for over a decade. Despite changes in leagues, popularity, and attendance, the Sharks have been able to establish themselves as one of the premier teams in arena football.
Since day one, we've averaged 8,000 people a year coming through our front doors. Big years, we've sold out 13,000. Low years, 7, but that's still more than any arena football league team.
Starting in 2010, the Jacksonville Sharks originally competed in the Arena Football League, but switched to the National Arena League in 2016. In their inaugural season in the NAL, the Sharks won the championship, beating the Columbus Lions 27-21.
We take care of people as small as or as little as 10 people and give them an experience, not just a ticket to the game. And I think our largest customer comes with 1,000 people to a game, and we make a really special experience for all 1,000 people that come through our front doors.
The Sharks average about 8,000 fans per game, which places them near the top of the average NAL attendance.
However, it's not just bringing back fans year after year that sets the Sharks apart. Their work in the community is what keeps the doors open.
Something that I think is really cool is like, even if people haven't heard of the Sharks, if they see us out of the community, they see our players in their jerseys, or they see the attack dance team out and about at events in the community giving back, it piques their interest.
One example of their community outreach efforts is their new Sharks Foundation. It aims to provide support to children in the greater Jacksonville area, and the team has already visited multiple schools to discuss issues such as bullying, social media use, and continuing for higher education. Clint Davenport, Inside Jacksonville.
Sports can be a great tool for bettering a city, especially when the local community is put on a pedestal. And if you're looking for a break from the big city, you don't have to travel too far. Reporter Grace Durovi takes us to the hidden natural wonderland.
Tucked away in the busy city of Jacksonville lies a slice of natural paradise. The Jacksonville Arboretum and Botanical Garden offers a reprieve to walk the trails or just take in the natural beauty.
The thing that matters to me the most is that people do get to enjoy and take a break from everything else that they have going on in their lives. So the mental health aspect of walking the trails, being in nature, looking at something beautiful for a little while to get a break, that's really what matters to me.
But this beautiful place was not always an arboretum. In the 1920s and 30s, the arboretum was owned by Humphrey's Gold Mine, which mined for materials for titanium. Due to the mining in the sand, the arboretum has steep drops and ravines, and mining buckets can still be seen along the trails.
I think it's just such a good story because the arboretum was able to come back from complete decimation. So this was all sand and carved out in different ways. So when it grew back in the most amazing way.
And when nature did return to the area, it came back with 13 different ecosystems on the property, ranging from hardwoods to sandy prairies. A favorite of the Arboretum is gopher tortoises, which are keystone species. But at the heart of the Arboretum are its volunteers.
I have volunteer opportunities weekly on Wednesdays, and we have them every second Saturday as well. And people can just come and just do general garden maintenance with us and stuff. And we also have Conservation Corps work days where people can help and eradicate invasive species and things like that.
With the maintenance needed to keep up with the Arboretum comes new ideas to keep it fresh and updated. Here at the Arboretum, they are making changes to begin a botanical garden. The change started with these ferns. Many are natural, but most have been added. Ferns are a low-maintenance plant that grow best in the shadows. But this change cannot happen alone.
And so we have an event on March 23rd featuring Mary Pat Matheson, and she's the CEO of Atlanta Botanical Gardens. So she's going to be our featured speaker, so we're really excited.
The Jacksonville Arboretum shows the importance of nature and how when we work together with it, we can produce something beautiful and learn more about the natural world around us. Grace Durovi, Inside Jacksonville.
If you're looking for more information or to get involved, just search Arboretum on Instagram or Facebook. And if you're looking for another nearby quiet outdoor place to explore, you're in luck. Our Catherine Oram takes us on a visit to the Timucuan Ecological and Historical Preserve.
Hidden in the northeast part of Jacksonville is the Timucuan Ecological and Historic Preserve. The national park is known for Kingsley Plantation, Fort Caroline, American Beach, the Theodore Roosevelt area, and Cedar Point. One of the 5 landmarks known for its beautiful nature and hiking trails is Fort Caroline. With its rich history dating the land back to before 3000 BC, the land was once inhabited by the Timucua tribe. In 1564, the French established Fort Caroline near the mouth of the St. Johns River. Today, the exact site of the fort is unknown, but a large-scale model has been built in its place for visitors to see and learn about. What is now a protected national park was once a bustling land for the Timucua tribe as well as Spanish and French colonizers. Fort Caroline is now open for the public for those looking to explore the land on its several hiking trails, learn about the deep history of the land, and for even those just looking to get outside.
Every time I come here, it's nice to go to different trails, to go on different runs and see different things. And every time I come here, I don't see too many people, so it's nice to have a bit of alone time.
Replicas of how the land looked hundreds to even thousands of years ago are now in place for visitors to see and learn about. This includes the fort itself, Fort Caroline, replicas of cannons once used by colonizers, shelters crafted by the Timucuans, and even their handcrafted canoes.
Also, bringing relatives here. My granddad likes to learn about different history in Florida, so it's cool to bring other people here that are into that type of stuff as well.
Aside from its historical background, the preserve has been protected by the United States National Park Service and is home to many different species of animals and plants. Being that the preserve is located on marshland, beach, and in dense woods, the terrain is vast in what it has to offer to visitors. Hiking trails throughout the terrain give visitors the opportunity to admire and see native Floridian wildlife and vegetation. With all trails located in Fort Caroline Park under 3 miles, this preserve is available for all ages.
I like coming out to Timucuan Preserve mainly because I enjoy hiking through nature. They have a lot of trails and it's free admission, so you can come out here anytime before 5 and with your friends and walk around, have a good time. I love bringing my dog out here to walk the trails. He loves it and there's a ton of space. So.
Whether you're looking to educate yourself in the vast history of the land, looking for a place to get outside, or to even just stretch your legs on a walk, the Fort Caroline Trails and Timucuan Preserve National Park are for you. You can find more information online by visiting the National Park Service's website and keywording Fort Caroline, or visit the park yourself, located just off of Fort Caroline Road in Jacksonville. Catherine Orem, Inside Jacksonville.
Where else can you find such a natural beauty and fascinating history all in one? And coming up, we'll take a look at a fresh group looking to make their mark in the music world. Plus, a Jacksonville native and Inside Jacksonville alum is living out his dream on stage. You're watching Inside Jacksonville on the CW17. Welcome back to Inside Jacksonville. The music scene is Jacksonville's vibrant and diverse. And as Inside Jacksonville's Jonathan White shows us, one local band is taking its groovy new sound statewide. Let's meet Long Journey Ahead.
What started as individual artists figuring out their sound and messing around with beats has turned into a conjoined effort to chase excellence. Long Journey Ahead Music Collective is the result of dreams slowly becoming a reality for these talented Jacksonville natives. Alex Bessemer, who goes by Atex, is helping lead the charge towards a new way for LJA.
We definitely do keep in mind how people perceive it and how we're going to reenact it on stage and how people, just perceive the music as a whole.
Alex played a key role in bringing the youngest member of the group around, JJ Willett. JJ has an artist name that fans find a little more unique, Croc DiCaprio.
I still make it sound good, but it's all basic. I don't really put too much into it. Everything I do is just a freestyle. I freestyle like 2 or 3 times, maybe 4, on a beat, and then I'll cut it up and put it together.
Riley Gentges, who goes by Rylife, started his music career about 2 years ago. He continues to put forth the effort required to be taken seriously as an artist. The task becomes larger the more he and the group continue growing.
From consistently working with others and constantly talking to new people and stuff, just meeting different people in the industry and just figuring out who's connected in and who knows who.
Jim Morrison once said that the music is your only friend until the end. For the artists of Long Journey Ahead, it's only the beginning. The collective came to fruition under Zeke Avery, who has been in the music industry for quite some time. His vision and mentorship have placed this group of artists on the right track.
I always was intrigued with just, making dope music and making people feel good or, trying to help relate to them.
While Zeke, Riley, JJ, and Alex are the face of the music, many other friends and family are behind these guys all the way. Their shows increase in energy when having that support base.
It was all built off of connections and vibes. People having the same interests, no egos, nobody feeling like they're better than each other. Just real love.
Whether they're rocking out shows, grinding through the night recording music, or just discussing the next steps, Long Journey Ahead stays tightly knit. The chemistry is key, and that's how they want it to be. Jonathan White, Inside Jacksonville.
Long Journey Ahead's confidence is growing, and so is its audience. And finally this month, Gianna Mercado gives us an update on one of our Inside Jacksonville reporter alums, Samuel Erb, and his songwriting journey to Music City, Nashville, Tennessee.
folk singer Samuel Herb was a student at UNF when he won second place in the American Songwriter Lyric Contest. After his win, he decided to move to Nashville to pursue his passion in music.
My biggest inspiration for music is songwriting, first and foremost. Like I love lyrics, so it's one of those things that if I can write my songs, and that's kind of what inspires me, is being able to say something.
Herb started writing song lyrics at 15 and began playing the ukulele and guitar a year later. He uses writing techniques he learned from a songwriting workshop, such as writing down 2 words or phrases that inspire him to make a song.
Anything that I release as Samuel Herb, it's going to be something that I either lived through, I felt for 2 seconds. It's going to be from a personal experience. My song Just a Tree is actually what started my tree planting initiative. I had written a song. I was really sad because my crush didn't text me back, and I jokingly said to somebody, I was like, in my world she's the whole universe, and in her world I'm just a tree. And I wrote that down, and then I was trying to come up with fun ways for people to want to listen to my music.
Herb has a tree planting initiative for where every 1,000 streams on any of his songs, he plants a tree in a national forest. He also plants a tree for every piece of merch he sells.
We're almost at 1,000 trees planted so far, so I have a little mini forest in my name. It's cool.
The singer came back to Jacksonville to perform his original songs at the Seawalk Music Fest, playing alongside his friend and teachers from Bacharach, a music school located in Jacksonville Beach.
One of my best friends, the guy who actually taught me how to play guitar, is playing drums with me today. It'll be fun.
This isn't Samuel Herb's first time performing in Jacksonville. He performed at venues such as Jack Rabbit's last year.
It's always fun when I get to play in my hometown, especially because all my family gets to come out. It feeds your soul to play the music you want to play in the place you came from.
The artist has goals for the future that include performing outside of Jacksonville and Nashville.
I really love touring. I really love playing live shows. So goals for me are just getting on to more opening shows on major tours.
Samuel Herb is releasing singles every month leading up to his album in September. His song released in March is called Lucky Pennies and is available to stream. Gianna Mercado, Inside Jacksonville.
Sam keeps fans updated about his new music coming and upcoming performances on Instagram at Samuel Herb Music. Well, that's a wrap for this edition of Inside Jacksonville. If you missed anything from today's program, just visit our website, unftv.com, and look under the Digital Journalism tab, where you'll find expanded versions of our stories, photos, interviews, and other extras. Again, that's unftv.com. You can also find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at InsideJacksUNF. From all of us here at Inside Jacksonville, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next month right here on the CW17.